Well, welcome back, my friends, all to another rousing rendition of Choir Boys Outdoors, a Condor sip knife rendition. Now, this video is brought to you by way of Jacob Lamb. Jacob sent me a box of knives to check out, and this is a limited edition sip knife. It's SIP knife from Condor. I believe it's in 1075. It looks like we've got some wood handle scales there. Really, really comfortable in hand. Sharp as shit. I will say that. Condor did a phenomenal job with the overall sharpness. Comes with a leather sheath. I'm going to read you the little certificate that came with it. Jacob, brother, I love you. Thank you so much for sending this box. I enjoyed this one. Here's what it says. Sip knife. Limited edition. Your knife has been reproduced from high quality materials on the occasion of the 20th anniversary of Condor Tool and Knife. The Sip knife was inspired by the Mayan legend of Sip Keej, Keej, and if I mispronounce that, somebody help me out, or the magical king of the deer, intercessor between the gods and humans, and supernatural protector of animals, especially deer that were victims of excessive hunting by the indigenous people, threatening the extinction of this sacred animal. Immediately, I think Wendigo. I don't know why, but that's what I think. This is a hunting knife. Scandi ground, 100% hunting knife. Came sharp as shit. It's got a nice forward cant to it. I'm going to give you the specs right now. I can tell you what it's not. It's not a extension cord cutter. I got some microchipping on it. It's not the end of the world. I can fix it. But here's what that told me. To me, this is a straight up hunting, fishing, caping, skinning game type knife or weapon, right? It's not one you want to baton through a huge oak tree. It can do some limited stuff. And when I say limited, stuff like you should do, right? We don't need to baton through massive trees. If you need to make some kindling or tinder, it'll handle that very well. It's one of the better feeling, and I'll go out on a limb here and say best feeling Condor handles I've ever held. I'm in love with this knife. I'm in love with how it feels. The overall length, let me pull this out. We always pull our own stuff. Overall length of the Sip knife is 9 inches. That's from point to pommel. We have a blade length of right at 4 3/8 inches with 3 7/8 cutting edge. We have a blade width of 1 3/8. It's slicing now. Blade stock, I'm getting right at 1/8, so it's nice, it's thin, it's slicey as hell. The inner grip, which I feel like is the most important, is right there at 4 1/4. That is from the underneath of that guard to the bottom. Now, you would have another 1/2 inch. If you've just got like double or triple X hands, you do have that pommel you could rest your pinky on, which would take it up to right at, let's see here, 4. Oh shit, you've got every bit of 4 3/4. Any hand in the world would be able to hold this knife. Impressed with the sharpness right out the rip, right off the rip, right? Really impressed. The handle. The handle's where it's at. The balance point sits right about that first pin, right in there. It's got some nice jimping. I'd say 1/2 inch above the handle scales. If I was going to go out on, I don't know what kind of wood that is. I don't want to say walnut or rosewood, but that's kind of what it looks like. Whatever Condor uses, it feels really good in hand. And one thing I noticed with this knife, I was able to get a really good grip, even when I bore down. Now, right now, I think yesterday when I shot this, it was like 92 or 93 with a real feel of 105. With 70 or 80% humidity, so sweating and all that was happening. But I was able to grip this knife really well. When I take it into a reverse position, like I was going to stab or something. I mean, it just really accommodates your hand. It does not have a forward cant. However, the way the handle shape, and I think I give you a good look at it overall, the handle's on a slight bend, right? So it just feels your hand just really, really nice. And I would say it's about the weight of a steak knife, not excessive. It comes with a nice leather sheath like most Condors do, nice and thick. Everything's made in El Salvador. This is a limited edition knife. So once we're done with this, I am going to sharpen it up. And I'm going to show you the microchips. The only reason I'm even mentioning them is it's important to mention it. I feel like when I first started the channel, that would have been, oh my God, I can't believe it. Now it's like, you know, if you go hard or if you do things you're not supposed to do with certain knives, it's going to do that. Does that affect my opinion? No, not at all. Because I'm going to sharpen this sumbitch up and throw it in one of my camping bags. I think it will make a phenomenal food prep bag. I mean, a food prep knife. I think it will make a phenomenal hunting knife or fishing knife, something like that. And it really is easy to sharpen up. You see that it was able to fire off a ferro rod super easy. See how that handle contours there? That to me is a major, major selling point. Now, I don't know if these are available or not, but see that little bit of nothing there? Our channel isn't based on the latest, greatest, newest thing. This whole channel was started so I could share my collection and do some reviews and demonstrations and build a skill set. So if you're asking why I show some of this stuff, that's it. That's it. I like sharing knives with you. I like sharing this journey with you. No matter what kind of mood I get in and no matter what kind of smart ass stuff I say, I enjoy doing this a ton. And Jacob Lamb's one of those guys who is as much a part of Choir Boys Outdoors as I am. Hopefully he'll be starting his channel soon and we'll be shouting him out a lot. So we do our zip ties. We do a little bit of everything, right? And the thing is this, here's where I'm starting to get, especially with, I would consider this a belt knife. Where I'm getting more and more and more and more, there's some of this stuff you'll never do, right? There's some of these materials and mediums you'll never cut. But hopefully by me cutting them, you can see, hey, if they'll cut that, because I promise you guys, if it'll cut the sandblast hose, if it'll cut the ratchet strap, if it'll cut that rope we got, it'll cut. Let me just tell you that. And all three of those mediums will wear on that edge. But I want to show you the knife. I want to learn as I go. And what I'm starting to see more and more and more and more, it's not about doing things that you would do with a knife, but doing things that you could equate to doing with a knife. If you're going to take it to work, if you're going to skin game, if you're going to do food prep. That's what I'm looking to do. Building a fire to me is one of the essential things for a belt knife. It doesn't have to be to you, and it's not because, oh my God, I got to have a fire. But I start thinking in terms of like my grandkids and things like that. I want them to have a knife that if they get in a bad situation, they don't need a ton of shit. They can use their knife, carve up some shavings, get some feather sticks going, and pop a ferro rod off. That to me, that's where I'm thinking there. Would I carry the knife? Yeah, I'm not kidding with this one. This one has kind of intrigued me from the rip. It did very, very well. And again, I don't cut extension cord except at work. Now, I do at work, but this to me is not a work knife. Jacob, thank you again, my brother. And y'all keep your eye out for Jacob. He'll be starting his channel, and you'll see him a lot on here. Guys, there was a time in this country where 22 veterans a day took their own lives. Now, stats are everywhere. We know that, right? That's why here on this channel, we focus on the number 0. Anything over 0 is simply unacceptable. Vets, I love you. Man, you have a place here. Guys, I back the blue. It's not popular. I didn't get in this to be popular. I'm not arguing with you about it. It's just something I believe in. And finally, if you are an addict, and I am, never quit quitting. Well, guys, I'm Scab. You're not. And we gone, son. Love y'all.